So, you're playing Genshin.
Yeah, I just got the thing where you gotta log in 30 days.
Oh, you're actually gonna dedicate some time here?
At least at least sometime like it's gonna force me to at least play like an hour or something a day at the very least.
Yeah, 'cause you gotta log in to get your money's worth.
Yeah.
I have to stream Genshin at some point. Today, most likely, I will stream it because one, I haven't streamed it in I think almost a month. Um, and I missed out on a bunch of shit that I'm so angry I missed out on it. There was a free weapon event. Uh, a few days ago. Like basically it ended on New Year's, and the weapon looked really cool. And it's a pretty useful weapon. It's actually had a contender for a different weapon for my main, well, I guess my favorite character Kazuha, and the weapon goes with him. And sadly I missed out on it.
It's his specific weapon.
No, it just looks really nice on him. Like he has like his colors are like brown and red. Uh and the weapon itself is like this yokai umbrella looking thing that also matches the same color scheme.
That's
Um,
cool.
and the and the weapon like works with him because it's similar to another weapon that you can use on him. There's a weapon that you can craft called the Iron Sting, um, and it's attack with the substat Elemental Mastery, which is what Kazuha needs. And the weapon that got released is the same thing. It's Elemental Mastery and attack. But the thing is, the abilities are different. And the abilities don't make too much of a difference, but it's a good sword. And I wanted to get it, but sadly I missed out on it. And now I'll never get it again.
What does it not do those not come back?
Nope.
That fucking sucks, really?
It's called FOMO, the fear of missing out.
I remember when you told me about the event stuff with the story where that never comes
Yep.
back too, right?
Yep.
That's
Also,
it's insane.
Also, for this event, there were character interactions, there's story stuff, and I don't know what happened. I missed out on it. There's gonna be a new event coming up soon called the Lantern Light Ritual, which is usually, it's basically New Year's for Genshin. It's like Chinese New Year's, or it's a reference to Chinese New Year's. Um, and that event, you get a free costume for Lisa if you do the event. Um, There's story stuff that happens because all the characters unite and they have like a festive time. So that's another one that's coming up soon.
How long do
But
events usually last?
depends. Big ones usually last about 2 weeks or a week, which is why I'm sad because I could have done it, but man, I was just so out of it. It really sucks. Like in the back, it's stuck in the back of my head, and I know I'm being a bummer about it, but it just sucks. Because I really wanted that weapon. I was hyping that up for a while on my chat, and then I ended up missing out on it. And I wanted it for my Kazuha. There's another event, I told you already, that has a big, huge backstory for a character named Albedo. And if you don't do that quest, you really don't know much about him. You don't really think of him as like a cool character. And in that same quest, apparently you get a weapon that is specifically suited to him, and it's his main weapon. Like everyone says that this weapon is basically made for Albedo.
Hmm.
So if you didn't get that weapon, people are like, some people would just say you shouldn't even main Albedo at that point because that
Jesus, really?
weapon, it's not bad. It's not like you can't play with him. It's just the fact that you missed out on his main weapon.
And there's no way to get it.
Nope, because the
That's
event
so
was a one time.
fucking dumb.
Yup, I agree. There's some weapons that are permanent. Like if you do Kazuha's story quest, you get a sword from it. which I guess technically is his canon sword, but not really. Because the sword isn't good on him. It's all like attack based. And for Kazuha, you don't really want to go attack. You want to go elemental mastery, unless you have him C6, in which you spent a shit ton of money to max out his constellations.
You are speaking Greek to me right now. What the fuck is
Con
C6?
okay, I think I explained this to you when you started playing, but that was a long time ago. Characters have a thing called constellations. So when I say C6, that's how many constellations you have for a character. Constellations are, if you go to the menu and you check on your characters, you'll see a thing that says constellations. Um, and those either change how the character plays, or it gives them an extra like ability thing. Um, I'll tell you a good example of that I know off the top of my head. Kazuha has, I think, at C2 or C1, so basically you would need 3 copies of him. Because when you get the character, that's C0, because you don't have any constellations, but you have the character.
Uh-huh.
C1 means you have 2 copies of him, which means you have the first constellation. C2 is 3 copies, and so on and so forth. But Kazuha, I believe at C2, has an ability where if you do his skill, and then you do his burst, his skill automatically resets the cooldown. And you're able to, I mean, his burst will reset the cooldown of your skill, so you're able to do the skill twice in a row. So it's stuff like that, where that's a big game changer, because usually when you activate a skill for a character, you have to wait, because it's on a cooldown. But if you have 3 copies of Kazuha, and you're on C2, you unlock the ability to basically do skill, burst, and then skill again.
So is burst the triangle button? Or like is skill and
Burst,
burst the R2 and the triangle buttons for the character?
yeah, skill is the quick, fast, non-flashy attack, and burst is basically the ultimate attack of the character.
Okay.
It's easier to call it skill or burst because people tend to remap their buttons.
So if you want to upgrade a character's constellation, you gotta get them again.
Yes, the only way to upgrade constellations is by receiving multiple copies of a character.
And there's no other alternative?
Nope. You have to get really lucky. It's why people say that 5-star characters are the most expensive characters. If you play the game long enough, like I do, you're bound to get multiple constellations for 4 stars because 4 stars are way more common.
Uh-huh.
Nobody seems to be having a problem with 4 stars unless it's just a 4-star that evades you. Like your luck is just, hey, you're never gonna get this one specific 4-star. Um, but yeah, uh, because every banner has 3 4-stars and 1 5-star, like limited banner. Um, and sometimes you just won't get one specific 4-star from that banner. People genuinely say sometimes it's just hard when you're aiming for a specific 4-star. Because technically speaking, that's true. You have to compete with getting a 4-star weapon and the other 2 4-star characters if you want a specific 4-star. Compared to a 5-star where it's like the only thing you have to worry about is losing the 50-50. And that's it. The 50-50 being you have a 50% chance to get the actual limited character, or losing the 50-50 and getting a character from like the standard banner.
So the character from a specific banner isn't guaranteed,
No,
like on the banner.
it's guaranteed if you lose the 50-50. So right now there's a limited banner with Raiden Shogun in it. Um, let's say you pull, I don't know, You pull 30 times, so you do 310 pulls, and you happen to get a gold, like basically a 5-star thing where it goes, oh, it's a gold, and when you go to see it, it's not Raiden Shogun. Instead, it's D-Luke or Mona or whatever, a character from the standard banner. You lost your 50-50. However, the next time you pull a 5-star from any limited banner, doesn't matter if it's Raiden Shogun or not, you have a guaranteed 5-star. You have a guaranteed limited character.
So if you pick up a character like you just said right now, if it's not Raiden, the next time you would pull a 5-star, it would be Raiden?
It would be Raiden, or if you decide to wait till the next banner, it would be that character.
So the 50-50 carries over?
We call it pity. The pity carries over. Because pity is the amount of times you pulled, and also whether you have lost your 50-50 or not. I don't know necessarily what the numbers are, but I believe hard pity is hitting around like 80 pulls. Hard pity usually means that you're basic, well, there's soft pity and hard pity. Soft pity is around 60 to 70, which means you have a higher chance of pulling the character. Hard pity is you literally got to the maximum amount of pulls before getting a guaranteed 5-star. I
How
don't
many pulls
remember.
is that?
I I'm gonna look it up because I always get confused with this.
It's gotta be a lot.
Genshin. Well, it's actually not compared to other games. Like the one I play on my phone that I told you about. Uh, you need to pull 200 times to get a guarantee.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, it's bullshit. Like I've told you about this. I think I had a whole rant when I was sick about it. That's what Nikkei's been at the moment.
But it's
That's why.
doing well, right? Like number wise.
Yeah, it's not fucking doing as good as it did at the beginning, but it's still making a shit ton of money.
To the Adventurers Guild.
And their stuff is still expensive, which is stupid. A lot of people are saying the battle pass or the passes that they have suck ass because they should cost at most $10, but people are saying that it should be like a $5 thing. But they're charging $20 for it, and it's just like no.
Jesus,
I
really?
haven't. Yeah, they're charging $20. Dude, when I say that Genshin has good value for what you get, it really does. The battle pass in Genshin is actually worth the $10. Same with the fucking monthly thing, which you only pay $5 for. Like, it is stupid. It's not worth the 20, and it just sucks. It's not fun. That spending money on it. I haven't spent a single dime on the game. Also, skins are stupid expensive too. Oh my god. They have character costumes slash skins or whatever the hell, and they cost like $20.
For a
And I'm
single
like,
skin?
yeah, and I'm like, for a fucking JPEG? That doesn't even. The thing is, if you buy a skin and you don't have the character, it doesn't give you the character. One. And two, um, so every character, well, every 5-star has a cool ultimate animation that cuts in on when they do a cool move or whatever. The costume doesn't change it.
It's still the same looking ultimate?
Yeah, with their regular like outfit on, and I'm just like, what the fuck is the point then? Oh, I get to see them in a new outfit when they're shooting and shit. Cool. But their ultimate stays the same. Why? So fucking. That makes it even less of a value to me. Like, why would I spend $20 on something that's only going to be visually different on either the home screen or when they're out fighting. But there's people that do it. There's people that spend $20. But yeah, I definitely have to stream Genshin soon because I need to pull for Raiden Shogun. Because I told my viewers that I would pull for Raiden when she came out, when her re-release came out, her rerun.
Are you completely caught up in Genshin?
Sort of. I'm not too far behind of the main story. I'm actually pretty close to finishing the main story for where it's at the moment. But I still have a bunch of story quests. Not a bunch, but at least 5 or 6 story quests that are character specific that I need to complete. And then after that, I think I'm done. Until the next update, because 3.4 is coming out soon, and that's when the Lantern Rite ritual happens, and then I think that you're gonna get a few more story quests, so I'll be behind again. But not by a lot. Like, basically, I'm really close to the end compared to, I don't know, let's say where you're at.
Yeah, I'm still in the freaking beginning, I think.
Yeah, like if
The
you
main
get to,
area. I remember I saw you in like, I forgot where it was, like a snow place before. That was a long time ago though.
oh, that's the Ice Mountain area. That's basically close to Mondstadt. It's like next to Mondstadt. It's not far. If you want to talk about far, go to the new area, which is Sumeru, and then I think the farthest is technically Inazuma. And the only reason Inazuma is like hard to get to is because technically you can go to Sumeru, which is like the newest zone, before even going to Inazuma. And that's only because you need to complete you need to complete the main story quest to a certain point to go to Inazuma, because there's no other way to get to it. But Sumeru is on the main land, so you can technically go to the new zone. Which is fucking funny to me.
Do enemies scale or they have a set level?
Oh, I explained this to you when you first started too. The world level. Enemies scale based on the world level. So as you rank up in adventure rank, enemies will they'll only level up when you raise your world level.
So then if I want to go to that new area, even though I'm in the beginning, uh, they wouldn't kill me because they're at the world level.
Yeah, some enemies are stronger than others. Like I believe if you try to go to the Snow Mountain area, if you're going the way that you should, because you know there's like a main path usually. Um, if you go the main path and you go to where you need to go, you're gonna run into like a big snow yeti looking guy. He's tough if you're not, I guess, if you don't have your stuff built. It's not hard or not like crazy hard or anything, but it's like, oh, this enemy is stronger than most, and it's like, oh, okay. So you might have some difficulty with some enemies, but I don't think they would like insta one shot you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, usually the way it works is that enemies level up based on the world level, and you get better drops based off world level. Um, and by drops I mean on enemies like some materials, and when you do domains or like those dungeon areas, you have to go up to a door to. You can pick the harder difficulties because you have higher world levels, and you'll get better drops from them. Don't worry about chests. Chests, they do scale off world level, but it doesn't make much of a difference. Because I did the dumb thing when I first started where I was like, I'm not going to open this chest because I want my world level to go up because you get better drops. And then everyone in my chat was like, trust us, it doesn't matter. And
So there's
then I
no point
found
in
out,
saving them.
yeah, there's no point in saving them. If you see a chest, open a chest. Doesn't matter. Because I was like, but if I reach max world level, wouldn't that mean that like the rarest chest drops me a 5-star artifact? And they're like, no, you'll never get a 5-star artifact from a chest unless it's like side quest specific. Also, I think I mentioned this before, but you don't have to necessarily go too crazy on artifacts. Um, just if you get a 4-star artifact and you build them and you build a little bit, you should be fine.
How do you even get artifacts? Just from chests?
You get them from chests, domains, quests. Um, when you start getting further and further in the game, you'll realize that artifacts, the ones that you want, the main ones, are mostly from domains. But in the early game where you're at right now, most of them are going to come from chests. Because what you're going to want to use your resin for, I guess, your little like time limited stamina thing, uh, you're probably going to want it for maybe like some domains, like skill domains, weapon upgrade domains, stuff like that, to upgrade like certain weapons and whatnot.
What exactly is a domain?
Domain is like the place where like if you go on the map, they have like it's like a square with a circle. Like there's a circle inside the square, and if you click on it, it'll show you like, hey, this is what the domain is. There are some just regular dungeon domains that are like, hey, you do it once and you get a reward and then that's it. But then there's domains that have materials and artifacts in them. And those are the ones that matter. Those are the ones that, okay, I want to get this specific artifact set. Okay, you're gonna have to want to do this domain. Or hey, I need this specific material for weapons. Okay, you're gonna want to do this domain. Each domain, like those, the ones that are like the ones that you grind or whatever, that you try to get materials for, it's basically an arena, and you fight enemies in it, and you have to beat the enemies in the arena in a certain amount of time or whatever the fuck the requirement is. Uh, and then at the end, you walk up to this tree and you get the rewards from it. That's how every domain is. Unless it's a actual dungeon domain that you do once, you get the rewards, and then you're done with it. You never have to touch it again. They also work as technical fast travel points, because if you unlock it, or if you touch the door, you don't have to go in, you could just touch the door or whatever. Um, you basically unlock it as a fast travel point on the map.
Do you get domains from the story?
I think some domains are unlocked through story, some domains are unlocked through side quests or just puzzles. So there's many different ways to unlock domains. I think for you in the really early game, since you're in Mondstadt, some domains may be locked off until you're a higher level. Because I think I remember you telling me that when I was looking at your stream once, and I it said, hey, you're not high enough level, so you didn't unlock the domain even though you touched the door. And I was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm looking at my. Well, I was looking at my map right now, and every domain is locked.
Yeah, it's because your level's too low. It's why a lot of people go, look, use your resin on things that matter, like weapon upgrades or character skill upgrades, because you don't necessarily want to do artifacts. Because if you do artifacts, the only thing the game's going to give you in the early stages in domains for artifacts are 3 stars and 4 stars. And those are very common. So you don't really want to do that. You're gonna get them from chests anyway. You may as well wait till like your adventure rank, I think like 45 or some shit,
God damn.
and then do artifact domains. Because artifact domains have at least somewhat of a chance of dropping a 5-star artifact. And 5-star artifacts are the end game gear. They're the gear that you want to work for. But obviously, if you're having trouble fighting or killing, upgrade your character in every way possible. Um, and then once you hit like a wall or something, then try to like, hey, I'm gonna grab whatever artifacts I picked up from wherever, make a little tiny build with them, and then upgrade some of them to get their substats up and
Oh,
make
such a
your
humble
character
god.
stronger. That's only
Is
if
it
you're
a
like you're
blessing
struggling.
or curse? But we digress. Let's get back to the topic at hand. The common enemy of all mankind. We have tracked the Abyss
I
Mage.
mean, would you be
Seemingly-
struggling if you're just uh
I cannot
doing the
stress enough
main
how important
quests?
it is to not let it
It depends.
Like it would get to that point where it'd be like, all right, you got to do some stuff because this shit's too hard.
I think for the main story stuff, I don't think so. I think you should be fine. If you do struggle, like I said, a few upgrades here and there isn't too bad. Not like your account's gonna get ruined if you do so. The only thing, like I said, is like don't go crazy on the artifacts. Also, if you're unsure which sword to upgrade, typically you want to upgrade 4-star weapons. And that's it. There might be a few 3-stars that are not bad. Like I know there's a bow that's called a slingshot. That one's pretty good.
Is that an actual slingshot?
No,
Damn.
it's called a slingshot though.
Fuck is the point?
But yeah, there's stuff like that. You can look up, hey, what weapon is good for this character. They'll give you even budget versions. Like I said, they'll tell you, hey, look, if you don't have this 4-star, go for this 3-star.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, wouldn't they just recommend the most expensive stuff? It's like, oh yeah, that's the best weapon for that character.
Yeah, get used to that because, hey, I'm a guy who's been playing for a while, and I have no 5-star weapon.
Oh, Jesus, really?
I only have 4-star weapons. And the 4-star weapons are perfectly fine. They work just fine for me. So yeah, just get used to not having a 5-star weapon. Because a 5-star weapon, the only way to get one is through the gacha.
Wow, there's no way to unlock it in like the overworld or whatever?
Nope.
Wow.
Also, good luck, because the weapon banner, everyone says it, it's a scam. Don't pull for it.
What makes it a scam compared to the characters?
You have, so usually weapon banners have 2 weapons that are limited, and there's a chance that you'll not get the weapon you want. It doesn't work the same way as a character banner would, because if you get any of the 2 5-star weapons that are in the banner, it counts it and resets the pity. There and there is a 50-50 chance that you'll get a standard banner 5-star weapon. So you have to compete with the 2 weapons that are in the limited, then you have to compete with the 50-50 on top of that to get the weapon you want. There is a thing called, I forgot what the fuck it was called, but you can select which weapon you want to go for.
But you're
Out of
still
the-
dealing with the 50-50?
Yes, you're still dealing with the 50-50, and you have to basically not get the weapon you want, I think 3 times
What the
to
fuck?
guarantee it. Because of the route that you pick. If you lose the 50-50, let's say you go to the weapon banner, you lose the 50-50 the first time. Cool, you get one thing towards the route of the weapon you want.
Means we're going to
And so
confront
now,
Colin?
technically
I'm fine with
speaking,
that.
you are
Jean is the one who
guaranteed
wishes
the
to avoid any
limited
direct
weapon.
confrontation.
Oh, but guess
No,
what? There's
when
2
there are
limited
no other
weapons,
options
and
left,
instead of getting the
it is
one you
my
want, you got
responsibility to alter
the
my
other
course
one.
of action.
So now you're at
If
2.
slaying him is our only choice, I will gladly become
You
the
see
knight
what
that
I'm
leads the
saying?
charge.
Yeah, I'm understanding now.
It's not,
Mhm.
it's a scam.
Are character banners never 2
You
people?
mean-
Just one?
It's just one.
I guess,
They
yeah,
alwa-
that's why.
Recently, I think it used to be they would only release 1 limited character banner at a time, but recently they've been releasing 2 character banners now. Like I think right now it's Raiden Shogun and Ayato. I think it's Ayato. So you get to pick, hey, do you want Raiden Shogun or do you want Ayato? That's a choice that you get to pick.
Mhm.
And typically the 4 stars are always the same between the two limited banners. They've always been the same. They haven't really they didn't ever go, hey, these 4 stars are different than the other banner. No, they are both the same. I believe the ones that are in the current banner are Rosaria, and that's all I remember.
Heroes aren't without their strengths.
The only reason I remember this is because I said, hey, I'm so happy Rosaria's in Raiden Shogun's banner because I've been dying to see Sixer. Which I hope I see Sixer. Or at least C5 her. God damn it. Because now I have to compete with 2 other characters on the banner. Oh, Koju Sara is the other one, I think. Because she's always in a Raiden Shogun banner. So it's Koju Sara, Rosaria, and I forgot who the... Oh, Sayu, I think. I think Sayu's the 3rd character. I wouldn't mind getting constellations for Sayu. I typically use Sayu to travel around the overworld. She's really good for traversal.
Why is that?
She's technically Sonic. She makes herself into like a ball and rolls around the overworld.
That's pretty cool. There's no dodge button in this game, right?
The dodge is your dash.
Okay.
It's your running thing. You have I forgot what they're
Iframes?
called. Yeah. So when you dash, if you dash towards a hit and you do it at the right time, you should dodge it. Just know that dashing takes up stamina. So you can't be like, oh, dash, 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 dash.
And how do you raise stamina again?
For you at the moment, it's leveling up the statues. The shrines or whatever. Collecting those things and then giving it to the shrines.
Okay.
That should be your main focus because stamina is super important. Well, that and story quest. The whole early game for Genshin is explore to get the collectible and story quests. And as you keep going, more things will unlock for you. Like, hey, you can get, I don't know if you got her yet, you can get Barbara.
No, I don't even think I've seen her yet.
You won't see her for a while. But you can get her pretty soon. I think at around level 20 or 25.
Adventure rank? Or
I think? No, well, yeah, it is adventure rank, but I think it's that's when you get her. But yeah, she should be one of the first characters you get before getting Zhang Ling for free. There should be another character that you also get for free, because I believe they're also doing that for new players. Kale is another one, but the only way to get her alongside Zhang Ling is to do the Abyss. And the Abyss is hard.
why?
The Abyss is technically the end game content of the game.
Um,
But the Abyss is basically a challenge. The first 10 floors are like, they're easy if you're at the end game. But obviously, if you're starting out, it's a little bit difficult. It's the only thing that actually gave me an actual challenge in the game when I started. That actually gave me difficulty, and I was like, I am sucking at like doing this. And that's when, again, I guess my community started building because they saw me struggle, and they're like, let me see your artifacts, let me see this. And I was like, oh, here. They're like, what are you doing? Why aren't you upgrading your artifacts? And I was like, because I heard you're not supposed to. They're like, no, you've gathered so many, you should start upgrading it now. So I started like upgrading all my shit, and I was like, oh, okay. It was nice. It was just so funny. because it was like, oh, this guy who's new at the game. Let's see him. Let's see him try to beat. I think the first 4 floors of the abyss and get Zhang Ling, because obviously, I told my chat when I first started, the only thing I knew about Genshin was Zhang Ling is really good, and I like her design. That is it.
She's the cook, right?
She is the cook.
Okay.
She has her pal named Goba, which I believe you will never know this unless you go into the menus when you get her and like look at her story stuff. There was a quest for her, like an event quest that explained this. Since you missed it, and I missed it, I didn't know this for a while, but Goba, her pet, is technically a god.
What's it look like?
It's like a little bear who eats like a little chili thing. Or a pepper, sorry, he eats a pepper.
But he's a deity?
Yeah. Who I believe was the one that bestowed her with her, not gnosis, what the fuck is the thing called? The little stupid elemental thing that is on every character.
I don't know. I can help you there.
So they mention this in the story. The Aether, I believe, because you picked the male. Aether doesn't need like a little elemental thing to use the elements, and everyone mentions that.
Everyone needs to carry something to use elements?
It looks so dangerous.
They need to carry the one that was bestowed upon
Oh,
them.
this wooden liar is all I
It's not
I don't need the
randomly
liar to bring
given.
me
It's
this kind of
bestowed
story
upon you
here.
by the gods
Wait,
of the world,
what is
or
this?
like something happens where you just receive it.
enemy
And it
attack.
has to
Prepare
basically
yourselves.
resonate with you. It's not like, hey, here's
Will need to be cleared
the
before
fire
I can
one, and you
begin
just
my
are able to use fire. No, you have to.
Generally speaking, such chores are not
You
the
have to have like a
concerns of the performer
strong.
himself.
You have to be unique, I guess, is the
What's
word.
going on?
Like regular
Um,
people can't
Trail camps
get
in the
'em?
vicinity of Storm Terror's
Like
lab.
regular people can't use it or get it because it just won't work with them, or it may end up killing them or some shit like that, depending on, I guess, the element or whatever. You'll learn about that as you go on with the story, but yeah, I forgot what the fuck they're called. But if you look on every single character, they have a little like pendant thing on them, and it matches the element they have. Besides the main character, because the main character can use elements without needing one.
Is he the only one who could switch elements?
Yes.
I was
As
stuck
of-
yesterday trying to switch that off.
As of this moment, he is the only one who can switch elements. There has not been any other character that can do that. Not a single one.
Village trolls usually do not venture into areas with high elemental concentration. It puts a
As
heavy
more
burden on their
characters have been
bodies.
releasing, there have been more characters that do really cool, unique shit. For example, there's a character called Scaramouche, who can basically fly.
Further ado, I suppose
The
I can
fuck?
play faster if my only audience is the
Yeah,
wind.
it's pretty nuts. I didn't want to pull for him because I don't like his character, but the ability to fly was very tempting.
He could legit just fly like in the overworld?
You're not entirely
Yeah.
useless, tone deaf bard.
He
This is
is
it.
one of the
You're
best
now
characters for
entering Storm
traversal
Terror's lair.
now.
Watch yourselves. Let's move.
Because the flying has a separate stamina gauge. It doesn't use your main stamina gauge. So think about it like this. I don't know if you remember this, but there's a character named Kaya who's free that you should have.
The ice guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm using him now.
Typically, if there's like an island or something out at sea, what you would do with Kaya is freeze the water and walk with him. And then at some point when you were close enough, you'd be swimming. But swimming takes up stamina and you might drown.
Looks like
Now,
this is the front gate
with
to Storm Terror's
Scaramouche,
lair.
what you could do is
The
just
gate is
go
the
up,
enormous
fly,
gate, yes.
And since it's a separate stamina gauge, you can fly out like, let's say, halfway, and then it'll drop you, and then you could just swim, and you'd get there way faster, and with the use of less actual stamina than Kaya would.
It's stuck. It's stuck.
It was pretty nuts when I saw it. I was like, man.
They never
I want-
update other characters to have the same traversal movement.
We talked about this. Hey, does your character suck?
Hmm.
Well,
I
in
suppose we can make
events
use of that
that are
wind current.
specific with the character, they'll remain useful, so we don't have to change it.
Let's make a detour then. Heading up.
It was in that article I sent you that one
That's
time.
right. Yeah,
Yep.
I remember now.
Yep.
Do you think there
They're like,
might have
no,
been
well,
scientists hiding in
there's
the
gonna
ruins?
be certain events where you can only use that specific character, so we don't have to change anything. I'm just like, that's stupid,
Do not
because Amber
underestimate them
sucks,
just because I have beaten one of them before.
and Amber will forever suck.
Oh, poor Amber.
Dude, it's like, I like Amber. I actually like her as a character, and I like her design. It just, she plays so bad.
I like the bunny thing she throws out. That's funny.
So do I. I love it, but nope. Eat shit. She's gonna be terrible. The only reason you'd use Amber is just for a challenge. Like, hey, I just wanna use her because I like her, and I'll make the game harder on myself. Fine. God forbid you use Amber in like the Abyss. Jesus. Oh, I forgot to mention. So, the hardest characters to obtain constellations for in the game are not even 5 stars.
I thought it was.
It technically is, but it isn't, because there are 3 characters that you cannot get in the limited banner. And they're never on the limited banner.
Who are
The
they?
three, the only way to get them is through standard banner. But standard banner, you have a chance to get any 4-star. So that dilutes the pool even more. The 3 characters are Kaya, Amber, and Lisa.
But those are the free ones.
Exactly. You're not able to ever get them in the limited because they never show up in the limited. So good luck getting constellations for them, because the only way to get is through standard. But standard has every 4-star ever released. So good luck with that diluted pool. There is a chance that they might show up in the in-game shop, where you can use like the dust thing that you get from pulling to purchase a constellation for them. Which is typically pretty good idea if you really care about those 3 characters, because since they're so hard to pull, you could be like, oh, anytime they show up in the shop, I'll just buy them.
Well, I was just gonna ask, like, if I wanted to keep using Kaya, it's gonna be hard as hell to get him to C6 because of that, then?
Yes.
God damn.
However, I will reassure you with this notion. Out of the 3, Kaya's the best one.
Oh, neat. But still, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to try to get him.
That might have changed a little bit with the introduction of the new element, Dendro. So maybe Lisa's now on par with Kaya. Because it used to be Kaya is the best, Lisa's second best, and Amber's the worst. Because Dendro really shook up, like, I guess, the meta. Because it was the introduction of a new element.
What is Dendro?
Dendro's like...
You're talking about element like electricity and ice and all that, right?
Yeah, Dendro is like life. It has to do with like plants. Greenery.
Do you see that tree?
The trees, nature,
Wait,
forests.
You understand?
That wasn't a thing before?
Demonstration is not required.
There were enemies that were Dendro, but there was never a Dendro character that you could
The
play
world
as.
remains constant over the centuries. But human
And there were
life is
very
like the
few
dear
Dendro
pond,
enemies, like
or a
very few. They
bubble
were
rising
rare
through
to be
water.
seen. Um, the most common one was probably the Dendro slime,
Transitory.
and then that's pretty much it. There were barely any Dendro enemies. Um, and people were like, "Oh, that's weird. There's this enemy that uses an element that we can't use." Huh.
That is weird.
And and now like 2 years later, they finally decided to give us characters that use Dendro, which is why we're getting a bunch of Dendro characters. Which
Who's Kale again?
Kale is the free Dendro unit you get.
Okay.
And what's ironically funny is that story-wise, she is very similar to Amber.
Oh
And
damn, really?
that's in the story. Um, I'm not gonna spoil too much. I'll just say she went through some traumatic shit. Ended up in Mondstadt. Amber looked after her, took care of her, and basically uh, made her realize, hey, the world ain't so bad or whatever. And now Kale and Amber are like best of friends. And Kale's like obsessed with Amber sort of, because she doesn't she like the second you mention Amber, she just goes off on a whole entire thing of like how she's awesome or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And she's so inspired by Amber, like her thing, her little like elemental thing, because her thing is Dendro, looks similar to Amber's little thing, where her thing hangs off like a handkerchief type of thing. So does hers. Hers hangs off like a little handkerchief. Amber has the little Baron Bunny. Kale also has a little puppet thing that she throws out. So she's very much inspired by Amber. But what's ironic and funny about it is that she's also not a good unit. Which sucks because her design looks fantastic.
Is she also a bow user or no?
Yes.
Or is there a bow user who's actually good?
There's a lot. Venti is good. He's the Archon of Mondstadt. He's the Archon of, I guess, Animo? Yeah, Wind. He's the Archon of Wind. There's Ganyu, which is the character I have. She's top tier damage dealer type of shit. Who else is good? Oh, Fischl is good. Typically you wouldn't really use her for her bow though. You would use her for her skill, which is like this little crow thing she summons. But she's a good bow user. That's 3 so far. Who else? Who else is a bow user that's really good?
Insolent.
I haven't been to this site in forever, so I'm gonna just do it. Genshin Impact tier list. I think Yelan is a bow user, but she's also amazing. Yeah, she's apparently a sub DPS.
Is just the
Yelan-
free bow users suck?
Yeah. if I'm being 100%. Child is really good. He's a bow user, but he also has a weird style switch where he can use twin blades.
What's that? What's the name you just said?
Child.
Like as a kid?
Childe.
Oh, okay.
There's an E at the end.
Yeah, so it's not.
If you want to know Genshin Impact memes, the whole meme is let's go beat up a child. Like that's the joke. The joke is that his name is Child, so you could do a lot of fucking stupid shit with his name.
Is he an actual adult, or does he actually look like a kid?
He's an adult, yes. Diona's a really good bow user because she's very versatile. Yeah, there's quite a few bow users that are pretty good. And the ones I'm naming are a mix of both 5-star and 4-star. It's not like it's just the 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about 4 stars, it'd be Diona, Fischl. Fischl's a 4-star. Who else is a 4-star? Koju Star is good only if you're using her with Raiden Shogun, but she's a bow user. I think that's it for the bow users that are 4 stars.
Look, a wind current.
Yeah,
It might lead us to the top
for the
of
most
tower.
part.
Oh, I got a trophy.
Hey!
I lit up the entire Mondstadt map.
Oh, you unlocked everything on Mondstadt then. Well, like
The
the
statues.
whole... Yeah. That's really good. Now you get to see the size of Mondstadt.
Is everything on this single map, or like if you go to a new area? Oh no, no way, Jesus.
Everything is seamless except for when you want to go to Inazuma.
That's an actual separate map.
Okay, so the map itself is all together, but there's no way to get to Inazuma on foot, so you would have to like fast travel.
This shit's huge.
No, yeah, the map. So that's the big problem right now with Genshin. People on mobile phones are like
Oh, I can't even
struggling
imagine that.
because the amount of gigabytes that it takes up. And a lot of people, again, are here just saying, hey, look, abandon phones or find ways to limit it so it doesn't hold back console/PC players. I think I mentioned this when when I first started Genshin and you were interested in hearing about it. There's a thing called a Serenity Pot, which is like a home builder type of thing, or a base builder type of thing. And you can't really put too many items because if you do, I guess it makes the game take a lot longer to load, or it makes the game run really hard, and it's mostly because of mobile players. So it's like they limit it by a lot, so it makes it really hard to build cool shit in it because it's so limiting. It also depends on the items you put in.
I mean, they can't just like ignore the mobile version of the game, because that probably makes them a lot of money.
There's people said that there's ways to fix it. Like, in my opinion, how about you just make it so mobile players can't use the Serenity Pot on mobile? I think that would fix it. Because it's like, oh, you can only go to the Serenity Pod if you're on PC or console, because the assets that you would need take too much to load in. That, or have it so, hey, if you go over this limit, mobile players can't enter your place. They can't see your base because it goes over the limit, or some shit like that. Like, there's ways to work around it that would help mobile players. There's people who are apologists for the game who are fucking fan crazy, that usually go, hey, they can't bring back event quest, or they can't keep event quest forever because that would take up too much memory. And people said that is the dumbest reason I've ever heard, because there are gacha games that go, hey, look, would you like to download this mission pack? And then you could download it and play it, and then just uninstall the mission pack later.
Duvallin picked a place filled with puzzles and seals as his lair.
It's basically what Call of Duty does.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, would you like the campaign? Cool, install the campaign. Are you done with it? Okay, just uninstall it so it doesn't take up as many gigs. It's the same shit. I do not understand. Oh, I didn't know this was happening, but it surprised me when I looked on PSN. Did you know that Monster Hunter Rise is coming to PlayStation?
The Switch game?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's on the PlayStation Shop. I didn't know that.
Wait, like it's out?
It's coming out this month.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I feel like I guess that was probably like some Monster Hunter like announcement shit that I just ignored because I was like I don't care because it's not on like console, like on my console, and I don't play it on PC, so I didn't give a shit. But it comes out the 20th.
Oh shit! I think I heard people saying that it was good. Like the people who played it on Switch.
Oh hell yeah!
I
'Cause
just
it's Monster
remember
Hunter.
you can get a dog or a
I've
wolf.
been I've been wanting to play this, but the only reason I didn't was because it was on Switch and it runs like shit.
That's the same with me. Yeah.
But now you can play it on console.
Is it gonna be 60?
It has to be, because I'm pretty sure it runs at 60 on like PC. I think.
Oh, it's on PC.
I'm pretty sure it's on PC.
Oh yeah, if it's on PC, then yeah,
Let me search it up. Monster.
it's gonna be good.
Hunter.
The other thing I heard is it plays more like what was
Classic.
yeah
That's
compared to World.
That makes sense. I think the only thing I don't like about it is that I heard that it's technically sorta easier. Only because of the stupid like grapple, like fucking I don't know, like the ninja thing that you see in Rise.
Man, I don't remember how that looked like. Cause I'm
But
just
yeah,
thinking about the grapple of World.
Wow, this
It's like a weird like
lighthouse work magic. It looks
string
like one of the
thing.
three
Like it
hills
looks
above
like
us now becomes
fish,
ours.
like you know how there's a
Let's start looking
for a
the
fishing
next
rod you
puzzle.
have like the thin ass string that
Yeah.
you use for fishing. It looks like that, and basically you can throw it onto like a downed I think monster, and use that monster to fight another monster. Because you can like mount it and then use it to fight other monsters.
But do you actually control the monster? Cause didn't World have the same thing?
World was more like you're just stabbing it and then you do a big hit and it knocks it down sometimes. But in this one, yes, you 100% control it. If you're hearing anything from my mic, it's construction happening upstairs.
Upstairs.
Yeah, like on the second or third floor, I guess. Or one floor above or two floors above me. There's always like a weird noise upstairs. I think like they're fixing something.
I don't think I hear it either way.
Good. I'm glad.
Is
I'm
there
just- sure.
a new weapon for Rise? I don't remember.
Holy shit. For Rise, I don't think so. But here you go, Jeff. On the PS5 specifically, players will have the following frame rate and resolution options: 4K resolution with up to 60 frames,
Nice.
or you can do 1080p with 120 frames.
I would definitely do that, but my monitor doesn't run 120.
My TV doesn't do it either. I've been dying to play at 120 on my TV, but I can't do it.
I
The refresh
really,
rate isn't
yeah,
high
I
enough.
really want to play at 120. I remember the DMC5
Devil May
for
Cry.
PS5. It runs at 120. They have a mode.
I was like, fuck, that must be buttery smooth.
Yeah, exactly right. It's gotta be like, oh, silky smooth. All those combos.
God damn it.
Wait, so if you're looking at Rise right now, what day does it come out?
I told you, the 20th.
Oh, 20th. So about a week? Yeah, because today's the 13th, I think.
It was funny because when it first came out, Tati's friends and Oscar were like, oh, we're gonna play this. And then they like, I guess Oscar asked me if I was gonna play it. And I said no. But then they ended up not buying it anyway. So I was just like, now I'm excited. Even though It's an old ass game that's been out for like a year now.
Jesus, yeah.
And it's like, oh, but I want to play this on my PlayStation.
Wait, didn't Rise get DLC?
It did.
Does the PS5 version come with it?
I'm assuming it does. Also, the deluxe edition is like just $50.
Oh, how much is just the regular game then? 40?
It includes the deluxe content in one package, which is armored layer set, another layered set, jester set, post set, kabuki face paint, whatever the hell. Pre-order bonus, you get a costume.
Fuck.
Huh. Okay. Is there a standard? Yes, there is. $40.
Not bad. I was wondering if it would be full price.
Apparently not. Good on them. Thank you, Capcom. I don't think Capcom has been fucking up at all.
Not lately. The remakes of Resident Evil have been great. They did Mega Man 11. What else was there? Street Fighter 6 looks awesome.
Maybe Reverse is the only thing that's bad.
I guess, but that was just like a free thing though. So, you know, it's like, alright. You tripped over, but it's okay. It's not as bad as when the era when Street Fighter X Tekken came out. And people were giving him so much shit.
Nah, man, Umbrella Corps.
Yeah,
Or
that
Corpse,
too.
or whatever the fuck that shit was called.
It was either that or Chronicles. It was something with a C.
I think it was Corpse because it had to do with like the operatives.
I get confused because there's one... Oh, son of a bitch. There's one Umbrella game where apparently it's really good playing as co-op. Like, it's actually fun. But then there's the other one that everyone kept shitting on.
I don't know because I had the one that was co-op. That was not good.
There was a lot of them. There wasn't
The-
just one
the-
Umbrella game.
The one I played had a thing where you can change the timeline by killing Leon.
That's some Metal Gear shit.
Yeah, like that's the thing, because the whole thing was, oh, they gotta get the sample out of Raccoon City or some shit. But then you run into Leon, and you could choose to either help Leon or kill Leon. I think you also run into Claire, if I'm not mistaken. But that game sucked. I played and I think beat it, but I never wanted to play it again. What? They did do... Oh, right. I was gonna say, look, Capcom, all you have to do, if you want to do a multiplayer-based thing,
It seems
just, and you want to get money,
solid ground.
just do
One more
Resident Evil Mercenaries and make it a live service game. Just do that. I don't give a shit.
That's...
As long as I get to play it.
It's kind of what the 3DS and the one that came with Revelations 2 would be if they expanded it more to be live service.
I would love that, man. I love fucking Mercenaries.
I'm surprised
like-
they didn't.
In my head, I like to think, oh, they didn't do it because, I don't know, the one in Revelations wasn't successful, but I'm like, Revelations didn't sell much because it wasn't like a big mainline title.
Yeah.
But then you look at like RE5 and RE4, and you look at the Mercenaries modes on that, and people love that shit. They fucking expanded it and added like a versus mode too, and all this other crazy nonsense. Which was dumb because adding a versus mode to Mercenaries for RE5 was like stupid because Wesker was busted as shit. It's like, hey, do you want to win? Just use Wesker.
Maybe they will soon do Mercenaries as a live service because they brought it back for Village.
I saw that. I would love if they did. but
So it's
it'll
not
never
like they've
be,
forgotten about Mercenaries.
it'll never be the same though, because now it's all like with the new RE engine, and I miss how cartoony all the characters and over the top they looked in RE5. I miss ripped fucking Chris.
Well, if they ever reboot 5, maybe they'll keep him buff still.
God,
He's still
They
kind of
do-
jacked in Village.
they do not need a reboot fucking 5. 5 is too new. Like, people were already saying they don't need to redo RE4. If they do RE5 again, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? Why?
What year did 5 come out?
2012?
Did I get every waypoint now?
I
I
might be
did.
wrong.
Because it's not like, if they reboot 5, it's not like it's coming out next year. Let's
God
say
damn
it
it.
comes out 2026.
I knew I was wrong.
What year was it?
I didn't want to. I actually knew the actual year,
You were lying to yourself?
but I was lying to myself because I didn't want it to be true, because I didn't want to feel old.
What year was it?
2009.
God damn. That's 14 years ago. That's a whole
Shut up.
teenager.
You shut
Worth.
the fuck up.
Are your hips starting to ache?
My back.
My knees acting up.
Shut up. My knee's actually been acting up lately.
Really?
It could be because I had COVID or whatever, but my knee has been acting up.
Damn, yeah, you're starting to get arthritis. It's crazy.
No!
Shit, I died.
But yeah, 2009.
Yeah, if it comes
That-
out in 2026, that's almost 20 years ago. It wouldn't be that old then to remake.
Dude, but that game looks gorgeous.
Nah, it is dated compared to modern standards. Like visually.
I guess, but that game, like, the textures on it look gorgeous to me.
I mean, that's the way I felt about 4 too. 4 still looks great when I was playing it.
Nah, if you want it to look good, get the guy who did the HD pack for
I
it.
saw that. It's crazy how much in detail that dude went.
Dude, that shit. I wish Capcom would just get that guy to do it. Just like they did for Witcher, where they're like, hey, modders that did this, we're gonna put this in the official update and we're gonna credit you. And it's like, oh, cool.
That dude who did the Resident Evil one, I remember seeing that he went to like actual locations and took pictures of it to use in the game.
God, man.
It's like, Jesus, man, that's insane.
But yeah, no, I love RE5, and I'm always like, dude, the game doesn't need an update. Like, I remember one of the craziest things. I freaked out about this because it was new for the time, because it was 2009, and it was the fact that like you can walk up to a bunch of fruits and cut it with your knife, and they all individually like move and fall and shit. And that was like in the first zone where you get like the big ambush, and I remember like seeing that happen. I was like, ooh, that's neat, because fucking RE4 was the last one that came out, and RE4 everything's like stiff because it's all PlayStation 2. There's like no physics on things.
Mhm.
And I only returned
And I was
your
like, oh,
trust to
that's
the same
fucking
extent.
awesome. And then I saw like all the other shit that they could do, like pushing the
It's freedom.
bookshelves and shit, just like RE4, and then I saw the thing where they like collapsed the top of the roof. Bunch of other cool shit. I was just like, man, this game looks fucking gorgeous.
I want to replay that game now.
I'm good. I've replayed that enough in my lifetime.
I remember the
Like-
first time I played that game was actually at your place, in your room. It was around the
it?
time, yeah, before it came out, because it was the demo. And you were
They
talking
did
about
that?
they made a red 360 for that game.
Jeff,
She
for the
really is
first
a
time
child of
ever, I
freedom.
think you remembered
Mondstadt
something
is a
that I do
romantic
not
city
remember.
without the reign of a king. And its
There's a lot of
citizens enjoy the
stuff
most
like
freedom
that
amongst the 7 nations.
that I remember,
The only
but it's like
dragon that once
specific.
protected Mondstadt was
Like
the
I remember that day
king.
too. That was the first time I
No one dared deceive
played
him by telling him that Mondstadt betrayed him.
maybe a fighting game.
And
It was
no one
Blaze
should
Blue and you were
ever
kicking my
forget his
ass.
eternal duty to protect the
Was
city.
this in high school?
He has the right and freedom
Maybe
to
middle
choose
school.
his own way of life.
Venti?
I barely spoke to you in middle
Well
school
then,
though.
traveler, may the thousands of years of
No, you know
life
what? It might have been
Mondstadt go
elementary.
just like the last time. I shall
Resident Evil
channel
5 came out
animal
in
energy
elementary.
for you.
Could have been 2009. You said, right?
Oh no, Jeff.
High school was blah blah. Middle school years is 2 years, so -2. No, it was 2009. It had to be middle school.
I spoke to you in middle school? Because I don't remember speaking to you in middle school.
No, yeah, we talked in middle school.
We did?
Yeah, I remember. We weren't in the same house or whatever, but I remember we were because Michelle and I were in the same house,
You're right.
and I would visit you sometimes.
Oh, this must have been that short time before, like, you disappeared for a bit.
That must have been. What grade is middle school? The first year of middle school is when I was.
7th.
Yeah, I was there consistently, but then I remember the summer and 8th grade is when stuff happened where I would have to be away from school a lot.
Huh. That's crazy. I'm always here reminding you of shit, and for once, you come at me with this thing that I'm like, what are you talking about?
There's stuff. There's a lot of stuff like that that I still remember, but it's like specific.
It's very specific, because I'm like,
I mean, I can't think of it now, but like.
like my head, I can feel like a hand scratching my actual brain going, I kind of remember this.
Trying to remember. There's a lot of stuff years ago that I remember. Like I remember in middle school, in one of the math classes, there was a kid who showed me Naruto for the first time. He showed me an A and B, and I still remember the A and B was Naruto versus Sasuke, and the song was Three Doors Down.
Ooh, 3 Doors Down, that's classic.
I still remember, like, there's a lot of really specific moments I can remember, but it's gotta be, like, if you say something relevant, it'd be like, oh yeah, I remember something like that.
I was hoping you would say, oh yeah, he showed me an AMV of Naruto versus Sasuke, and the song was In the End by Linkin Park. That's like a classic. Oh man. But yeah, yeah, that's crazy. So I showed you Resident Evil?
No,
Or did you
5.
already play Resident Evil?
5. And it was the first time I played 5, because I didn't have a 360 or PS3 at the time.
Did you already play Resident Evil before or no?
Yeah, I did. The
Okay,
PS1 games.
So you already knew.
Yeah.
Okay. But you were hyped up for 5 and you're like, let's play it. Please, I'm gonna play with Devil.
I think that's what it was. Because I can't remember why we started playing the demo.
Well, obviously it's because we were hyped up.
Yeah, that must have been why. And I remember the demo ends with the chainsaw guy at the end.
Yeah, because there were 2 different demos, I think. You could play one that was like the beginning stage where it's the big dude with the axe, or the one with the chainsaw. I remember that. I remember the demo being like that. God, that's fucking crazy. I did talk to you about the red PS5. I mean, that's PS5, the 360.
Yeah, the red one.
Did I also tell you that my fucking Xbox fucking kept breaking every fucking 5 seconds?
Maybe. That I can't remember. just because how common it was. Anyone I knew with a 360 had to turn it in.
Fucking hated that damn fucking console when it came out.
It's crazy. Like, it's crazy that that console broke. Like, it was just a thing. And it's crazy that was just acceptable. You imagine your PS5 just breaking like every like 2 times a year or whatever?
I would.
And you had to
fucking-
constantly bring it to Sony?
Dude, it sucked. So my Xbox red ringed twice, and then the fucking disc tray jammed. It was so stupid. I had to fucking get like a knife or something to undo the disc tray. And I had that shit not even horizontal. I had it, I mean, sorry, not vertical. I had it horizontal the whole time. So I'm like, why the fuck is this disc tray getting stuck? That console sucked ass when it first came out.
They did fix it eventually with the black ones, not the Elite, whatever it was, where those didn't red ring.
God damn, dude. It's like, I should have just waited till that one. Oh wait, I also had another problem where it could have fucked up my console, but that's not really the Xbox's fault. I had a proprietary like accessory on it because the fucking console would overheat. The whole thing was the red ring. Be careful, or whatever the fuck. So I bought the external like extra big 3-ass fans that you would put on the
Oh, I remember
power
that.
outlet.
Yeah.
The power outlet on the back of the Xbox, and then I connected it with the fucking power cord. Now I don't know if you remember this, Jeff, but the fucking power cord thing is a big bulky like
It's
square
a brick,
thing.
isn't it?
Yeah, like it's a brick, but the thing where you connect it to the Xbox, it's like a square. It's like a big ass square. It's not like how it is with this PlayStation where it's just like 2 little like prongs that you just plug in and that's it.
I think I could remember it kinda.
It was big. It was like a thick square thing that you connect into the console. So what ended up happening for mine is it would heat up so bad that the fucking plastic on the fan where you would connect it melted.
Let me be clear. Even after hundreds of years without use, Dvalin's teeth and claws are
I wish I had a
very
picture of it,
dangerous.
because the thing that you would connect it to, like, because the cord was a bunch of little tiny individual squares that would make up a big square, and the fan
Here we go.
had those little tiny squares.
Wouldn't glide
So
any faster.
when I was like, huh, that's weird, and I unplugged it, the individual little plastic squares were fucking black going into brown, or brown going into black, because they got burnt because of the heat. And I was
Jesus.
just like, well, guess I gotta throw out this fucking fan thing that I dished out money for. That console had so many problems. At least with PS3 it was less common, but there was the yellow light of death.
Yeah, but it was less common compared to the 360.
And that was the only issue I ever heard of. It's not like the 360 where the disc tray would get stuck and the fucking power cable would do some shit, or the red rings, and I'm just like, god damn, dude.
That was our chance. Aim for the tainted blood clot on his neck.
Granted, I did like how the console layout was.
Yeah.
Like, I like the little sliding things on the UI.
Did you see how the UI changed to like the end of its cycle?
Nope. I
It
didn't
got
have the console.
it was ugly, man. Like they had ads on the home screen and everything.
Yeesh.
It would be like,
At the end?
yeah, like it switched to
Celestinum finale terminal.
I guess tiles is what it looks like.
This dragon has strange taste.
And on the tiles it would have like 4 tiles being like,
I named it for him just
oh,
Seriously?
buy the new, I don't know,
anyway.
shrimp pasta at Red Lobster. That's like the first thing you see on the console.
Not even gaming related?
No, maybe gaming related, but it would be like at the bottom. It's supposed to be like the ad would be the big thing you see basically, like in the middle at the top.
Get the new Mountain Dew.
I wouldn't.
I think they still have that too for the new Xbox.
I don't like that at all.
PlayStation sometimes has it. Like I remember the PS4 sometimes it would show up on the home screen something like, "Oh, Monday Night Football" or something like that.
Man, I miss the slides. How like simple it was.
Yeah, that did look cool.
I like the slides. I like the little avatar picture we used to have or whatever, because that would matter. It would matter back then. I think one of the ones that I kept seeing that was most common that I like seeing was the guy who had like a beanie and one eye.
God,
And he had, like,
I think I have that picture on my phone because that was so iconic.
Yeah, you know which one I'm
I know,
talking about.
I know. I could pull it up on my phone. I'm pretty sure right now. It's a dude who looked like he had like bubblegum too.
Yep, it's that exact one. A lot of people had that one.
I remember that one, the panda with the green background. I saw that
I
one
know
a
which
lot.
one. I know which one you're talking about. I think he's holding a leaf. I think, unless it's my memory.
I think he was holding something.
But I remember the panda one. God, I miss those times.
Oh shit.
I remember when it was controversial, where it was like, "You're paying to play online? On PC, I don't gotta do."
God damn.
That was a whole thing.
360 was the first time that DLC was a thing with Elder Scrolls.
Horse armor.
Yep, $5.
It didn't even add defense.
Oh really? It was just a cosmetic thing?
It was just a cosmetic thing. It didn't do shit. It's just so your horse looks cool. I never paid for that. I said, fuck that. That's stupid. Now look. Now look what you people have done.
Yeah.
Horse armor.
Led
It's
to.
everywhere.
Was Gacha a thing back then?
Probably not as much because the mobile game market didn't blow up until later. It probably just started. Like it may have had like a few things here and there, but the mobile game market wasn't as big as it is now. Pretty sure it probably started around, I don't know, 2012.
Probably whenever full screen phones became a common thing.
You remember Flappy Bird?
Yeah. And it had to get taken down because he was using Mario assets.
Is that really what it was?
Yeah, remember the game had the pipes?
I thought he just took it down because people were talking shit about to him or whatever because the game was so hard.
Nah, it was because of that. Because it was making a lot of money. Like, there were ads on the game, so it was like, oh, you're making, you're making profit off this, man.
You know, people that had it installed on their phones sold it on eBay for a fuck ton of money.
It's the same thing with, like, PT.
Yeah, it is the same thing with PT. We're getting Silent Hill. Remember that. We're getting Silent Hill 2 Remake.
We are?
Yeah, that was announced.
When?
This must have been during the time the Severe.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Oh, God.
Yeah, we're getting a Silent Hill 2 remake.
That's cool. Does it look
looks
good?
It looks good. It looks nice. Now, will it play good or will it stick to what it is? Who knows? But it looks really nice. We're also getting a new Silent Hill. But it plays like a visual novel, I think.
The hell? Really?
Yeah, from what I heard. There wasn't any gameplay. It was just a CG, like cutscene thing. And I forgot what else we're getting. I think we're also getting a Silent Hill Netflix series.
Sure.
Either series or movie. And
Is it live
apparently
action or CG?
It's live action, and it's apparently done by the same guy who did the first Silent Hill movie.
I think people like that.
Yes, people
That was a
like the first
long
one.
time ago.
I still remember because it scarred me for life.
Dang, really? Well, you must have been young watching it, right? Because that was
Dude.
2006, I want to say.
I'll tell you exactly the scene, and it's the scene where Pyramid Head shows up, walks up to like this church person, grabs them by like the throat or whatever,
Aim for the tainted blood clot on his neck.
fucking grabs their skin and rips their skin off.
Jesus, really?
like in one sweep, just degloves the damn person. Their whole skin rips the fuck off. That was so traumatic for me as a kid. I was like, what the oh my god.
Oh, I've unlocked the battle pass.
I want my Fortnite battle pass.
You guys are
I
back.
just
I want to get a dance
The
emote.
Library Knight returns triumphant.
Yep, we're back from
No,
top
they
with
haven't put
the
enough.
going.
They never put in enough effort to do that.
You just returned yesterday, right? Jean got back first, and she told us all
That
about
makes me
your
sad.
heroic deeds.
I wish there was more cool shit you can
I
get.
wonder if I'll
You
ever
want
get an
dancing
opportunity
emotes?
Not really dancing emotes. I want more
Yeah,
costumes.
actually.
And I know that
Peace
they're
is
releasing
hard
2
won,
costumes
and we
now with the
shouldn't take it for
fucking
granted. And this time, you're the one we
event,
should all be
but
grateful to.
fuck, man.
I'm still
Just not enough
surprised when you
costumes.
told me you can't change the look of your guy.
Of course not. Just because I'm not
And
out on
that's the
front
funny part.
line
The 2 new
doesn't mean I
costumes are
won't
coming
have
out
to
aren't
take
even
it.
for the main
In fact,
character
I'm
either.
dealing with the
Again,
aftermath of the crisis as we speak.
they're for Lisa and Ayaka.
While Master Jean was away, the monsters lurking nearby made a
Luckily, the
coordinated
Lisa
attack on
one
the
is
city.
free, but then again, I think
Fortunately,
every
we
time they
weren't
release an
completely taken by surprise. I
2
detected the
outfits,
hilly churls were moving
they always
closer to
make
the
the
city a
4-star
while
one
back.
free for the limited time, and then later on, if you miss the event, you have to pay for it.
You were clearing out one of their camps.
Exactly. And if we hadn't
What's
started
really
making
funny is that
preparations
nobody
back
likes
then, Mondstadt
most
would be in
people.
much greater
A
danger by
majority
now.
of people do not like Ayaka's outfit.
I
They
know,
like
it's
Lisa's,
strange.
so that's pretty
Hilly
funny to me.
churls aren't usually
Why is that?
capable of coordinating like this.
I don't know. I guess people
Our
just don't
best
like
guess
the
is
the
that
way
the
it looks on
Abyss
Ayaka,
Order is
and I agree.
behind
I don't like the way it looks on
They
Ayaka
came
either.
from the hilly churls. Good
It
thing
just
we
doesn't
saved
look nice to me.
Devon, or they might have
I
taken
think
it
Lisa's
too.
looks better.
That's right. And since I'm the Outrider, it's up to me to
I think
keep
it's because
eyes on the
people
Abyss
expected
Order from now on.
something,
Ugh, I'm sorry.
I
You
guess,
should be
more to the
celebrating your
character,
victory, not
like
listening to all
maybe
this
some,
somber talk.
maybe a kimono or something.
I promised
But
to
she
take
didn't
you
get a
out for
kimono.
some sticky honey roast, didn't I? Before everyone got caught up in the storm terror crisis. There's no time like the present, right? You guys hungry?
Meanwhile, I'm here
You
sitting,
bet.
just
You
wanting
may have
Diluc's
forgotten
outfit.
till just now, but it's been on Paimon's mind this
Dialect.
whole
Is that how
time.
you're supposed to say Diluc?
Awesome, let's go. It's been
D-Luke,
way too
I
long
think it's
since
what
I
it's
last ate a
called, or
sticky
It's
honey
weird
roast
because
myself.
there's a character
Be
in
a good hunter.
Secret of Mana with the same name, but I've always called him Diluc.
Secret of Mana. Is that the one that got remade?
Yeah, the SNES one. Did I say the title right? Yeah, it's Secret of Mana. Yeah, because Trial of Mana is the sequel, whatever.
Is Trial the 3D one?
Yes. I don't know much about Trial because I never played it. I've only played
Oh,
the first one.
it is Trial. I played Trial. Trial is the one I played. No wonder I didn't know about this guy. I got mega confused. Because I was like, I don't remember a character named Diluc.
No, he's in the first game. Like whichever game is the bunny dude, Randy, and the princess.
Oh, I saw that you were playing One Piece Odyssey. What's up with that?
The demo was out yesterday.
You cared about it?
Yeah, I saw it was an RPG. So I wanted to see how it is.
I missed the
How was it?
It's
Oh,
pretty bare bones, kinda.
yeah. When Jeff starts with Issa, I already know where it's going. I already know where it's going.
Like I'd probably play it, but I'm not paying $60.
That's the exact opposite of what you just said. I'd probably pay it.
But I'd play it. What?
Oh, man.
It's not bad. It's just not $60 worth.
That makes sense.
But if the wine supply dries up,
Is it
we're all
canon?
doomed. I cannot imagine a world without wine.
So I guess technically it could be, because like the whole plot is supposed to be reliving moments from the past.
Oh, okay.
So I guess it could be canon. Like at the end of the game, they could probably do some bullshit being like,
So Storm Terror's true
either,
identity
you
is
know,
devoid
they forgot their memories of the island, or
winds.
since nothing
Never should have forgotten the
relevant
past
to the
sacrifice
main
of
overall
one's death.
plot happened on the island, then it could be canon. It's like how the movies are canon. Some of them.
The Dragon of the East didn't
But
sour
Jeff-
past the point of no return.
Can we get much higher?
We have you.
I don't understand why that became a thing. I remember just looking at Reddit and it's like, why am I seeing Chopper? Like everyone's doing the
Piece is
Chopper
real.
face.
The One Piece is real.
Like what the hell happened? Why is that everywhere?
I don't know. You're the you
Also,
have to know
that-
it more than I do.
That scene,
Cold.
that's not new. That happened
Enjoy quite
like
a-
before the time skip. It's an old scene, Chopper crying like that.
Before it gets cold.
Nah, man. I'm in it for the story. I totally care why this girl got isekai'd.
Is that really the plot?
That was good.
The plot is, yeah, she gets isekai'd.
Note to Paimon, Amber's recommendations are worth
Like,
the
she's living in our
Of
world,
course. Well, I don't trust
and she has like a
myself with
cat.
religion. You could always
Because I
trust
think they
me
showed
with
it off in
opinion.
the fucking
Oh, I
trailers.
almost forgot
Where
to
she's just
mention.
living her life normally,
Jane's
and then she
waiting
gets
for you
pulled
at the
into a
cathedral.
different world.
It's something to do with the Holy
And she
Lie
runs
down
into
there.
like a
You
giant ass
better have
dragon
it
and
now.
shit, and it's just like, holy fuck, what the hell? And then she gets like powers and whatnot. So yeah, it's literally an isekai.
And it's very popular with people. For some reason. Pokemon did the same thing with Arceus.
Because real life is too cruel. I want to be a hero somewhere else. I want to be reincarnated as a slime.
I only saw the first season of that. I think there's 4 out right now.
I think that show is supposed to be really funny, but I haven't seen it.
It's been so long. Because I think the first season came out 2 years ago at this point.
I haven't seen a single season.
I think it was good. From what I remembered.
Not as good as Konosuba, I'm assuming.
No, because that's funny. And I like funny.
Konosuba is so good.
This is Barbara, the deaconess of the church. She is here to
God, that
retrieve the
fucking
holy
movie.
lyre
I remember
Devon.
seeing that and that shit made me laugh so hard.
I don't think I've seen the movie.
Seriously?
I think I haven't seen the movie.
You definitely should.
I'm pretty sure I'm caught up on the anime, but movie I haven't finished or seen.
Was resolved peacefully. I can't imagine how an all-out war
Um,
between the military and the dragon
other
would have ended.
Now the
animes are
Fatui
there?
have no
There's-
choice
it's an
but to keep their
isekai.
mouths shut.
Reincarnated
They must be
slime.
annoyed that
Overlord.
Things didn't turn out as planned for them.
Overlord's
Well-
another
This
one.
time,
Is
they
that-
even
yeah, I
offered
guess
their
it does
best
count.
excuse to pressure the Knights of Favonius. Diplomatically
Uh.
speaking, they gained nothing, and on the contrary, simply proved just how vexatious they can be.
I don't know why I
Those-
can't think of any.
There was another one I watched with Tati
So,
for a bit, but then I got
did you bring the
disinterested because I
holy
was just
lyre
like,
with you?
it's okay.
I cannot ask you to
Um,
keep defending the
It's
lyre
one where a person
forever.
gets reincarnated as like a
The
spider.
seneschal has been pressing me for a while
I remember. I do know what you're talking about.
Did bring it with us. It's just.
Yeah, they get reincarnated as like a spider.
Oh,
It was cool,
don't worry.
but
I'm
I
not
don't
here
know.
to
I
collect
didn't stick with
rent.
it.
The church has always received special funding.
Speaking of animes, did you hear One Punch Man's going back to the original studio?
Seriously?
Yeah, that's really weird.
Oh, that's gonna be great. Cause I'm pretty sure the next season the anime should be up to is the Garu part.
Oh, give
And
it
that shit's
here.
awesome in the manga.
That's just so weird. Imagine like you want to watch One Punch Man in a single sitting, or you buy like the Blu-rays of it. You have to watch the high qualityness of the first season, and then it just randomly dips for a whole fucking
I
season,
don't know how you managed
and then you go back to high quality.
Yeah, you're right. Has that happened
like-
before?
We,
No, I've never heard of this.
That
Oh,
trick I used to
well,
repair the
actually
holy
no, it happened
I mean, the magic I
once,
used isn't going to
and that
hold
was
forever,
with
you know.
Attack on Titan.
How? Weren't they stuck
It's-
all the way until the final season, and the final season was Mappa?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mappa, they switched. Oh, you're talking about?
Like good,
Original,
bad, then
then
back to
switch.
good.
Yeah, no, I've never heard of it.
Because that is weird.
Never heard of it.
Usually, if it's
That-
something like that, it would be like, oh, when it's good again, it's just a different series or a spin-off.
Yeah, you're right. I've never heard of that. I've heard stories where I don't know which animes, but I've heard like, oh, it started off bad, then it switched to a different studio and then went back to good. Or I've heard, hey, it started off good, but we couldn't afford to keep the studio, so they switched it to a different studio and it was bad.
Resident rodent beats invasive vermin.
Yeah,
So
I've
I've
heard
heard
stuff like
both
that,
ways.
yeah. Super
But
was
ne-
bad, and then it got pretty good at the end. Animation. Evangelion, they lost money, so the animation was just shit at the end.
That smirky wear looks out of place.
What are you talking about? I love still frames. and
Dude, that was
looking at an empty
insane.
void.
I couldn't believe when I was watching. I was like, "It's been 2 minutes. Is this supposed to happen?" Then I look at like the scrub bar, and it's like, no, it legit is like 3 minutes of just a still frame in the elevator, or fucking Eva Unit 1 holding Karu.
Jeff, if you think that's bad, you should watch one of the Evangelion movies where it again happens in the middle of the movie. It's just a still frame. And it's supposed to be like an intermission shot.
Well, we have what we came here for.
I'd understand that, but the movie's not long from what I remembered.
It's not, but the intermission shot is like 10 minutes. You're just sitting there for 10 minutes. Imagine that happening in a theater.
No, yeah, like that makes sense if the movie's long. Could be like, all right, go get food, use the bathroom, and all that. Like Avatar could have used that.
That makes sense.
But yeah, for that movie, I don't think so. I don't remember it being long.
You're just sitting there. It's like, why did they put this in the movie?
I wouldn't say he's alright, exactly.
It's there so that way you could talk to the people around you, being like, "Oh, so what do you think of this scene?" Oh, it's pretty good. I can't wait when this starts again. See where this leads.
My healing powers had almost no effect on him. This is the first
I
time
fucking
I've
hate
encountered
Evangelion,
such
I
a
don't like it.
patient.
Yeah.
Like said, it's completely
I
normal.
don't hate it, but I don't love
Got
it.
up and left the cathedral.
It's weird. I like it.
He left?
I
Already?
think only boomers love it.
Hey now,
Symbol of
why
Mondstadt's hero.
why are we attacking all of a sudden?
I wanted to
Because
stop
they
him, but
fucking
you-
jerk the damn anime off all the damn time. I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
to let him
Oh, like people who really love it.
They're like, oh man,
Like it's
I
the
love
pinnacle of anime.
It made me into the man I am today. You know, because Shinji comes in his hand. My adolescence, I related to him so much. I'm just like, fuck off.
Hey, come on, but every person in their teenage years goes through some version of that.
I just hate that they're like, oh man, Evangelion started it. It was the biggest. I'm just like, like it did push something when it started, but I don't think it was that big of like a push.
I think I agree not being that big of a push, but I do agree, like, at the time, like, it was shown as a mecha anime, but then when you actually watch the show, it's like, no, it's not really. Not about, like, robots punching stuff. Like, that's not the main point.
But if that's the case, I'd just point to fucking Gundam.
Yeah, that's why I said it's not that big of a push, because Gundam did it too.
But I think the only reason it got that big of a push is because instead of being military, it was about a realistic standpoint where you're just a kid.
Yeah, and it makes sense
Yes.
that why Shinji's all, like, you know, being a whiny bitch. Cause like,
But it's like, what was it? Like, I agree. Like, I think it's good for how iconic it is. Obviously, it inspired a lot of other mecha and inspired a bunch of other anime, just like JoJo does. Like, there's a bunch of references in different animes for it. So I get it. I understand. Like, the only thing I like about Evangelion is just how the robots are designed in the fights.
what about the
But
theme song, man?
oh, the theme song, yeah, but I just don't. I meant like I don't care about what's in the show. Like I don't care about the characters really.
I said the exact same thing last
Not a
time.
fan of Shinji. Not a fan of
So
the other
you noticed.
girls.
I
Not a
think
fan of that
Something
one
I
alien
meant to
dude.
discuss with
I
ordinary
think,
people. But I
yeah,
suppose
like
I can let you in on the
none of the
secret.
characters I could think
As you
of.
know,
It's like enough where I
visions
love the
are
character.
external magical foci
But I
that
don't hate him. Like you
transform
said,
an
fan.
alien
I was just
into
thinking about it. Is there
possessed.
any character that in
They
that show
use
I'm
these
like,
visions
oh,
to
that's one of my
channel
favorite characters
elemental
or whatever? And
power.
it's like, not
In
really.
truth, every wielder of a vision is one who can attain godhood and ascend to Celestia. We call such people allogenes.
What was another thing I was gonna talk about Evangelion about?
Paimon's never heard of them before.
The
Oh.
reboots.
No,
That's
man, I
because
love the
this is a secret that
symbolism.
only
Look, there's
Archons are
crosses
privy
and there's
to.
angels
We
and
don't need
oh,
primitive
there's
tools
so
like
much
visions.
symbolism.
Instead,
This
It's
guy's
ahead
name's
of its
Adam.
time.
has an internal magical
Oh,
focus that resonates directly with
it's
Celestia
so like ahead,
itself,
like it's so smart.
known
I'm
as a
so
Gnosis.
smart. Do you watch Rick and Morty? I'm so smart. I have like 500 IQ. I'm
It's
just like I
a
don't
glowing
know.
glass ball I carry around to
Nope.
avoid suspicion.
That's where I start drawing the line. It's stuff like that that killed that anime for me because I'm just like no. I like the imagery. The imagery's cool. The music that goes with that imagery is insane. Like I didn't fucking watch the movie, but I have a song on my phone that on one of my YouTube videos that I saved that just sounds like the most terrifying thing, and it just sounds so cool, and I love it, and it's from one of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And for fuck's sake, the guy who made the I guess Evangelion or the movies or whatever also worked on Shin Godzilla, and he did some of the soundtrack too, and that shit's dope.
Yeah, he made Evangelion. That like
He
that was
did.
him.
And then
I like him. I forgot his first name, but Ano. I want to see Shin Ultraman. I think that's out.
I was gonna say, didn't you watch Shin Godzilla?
No, I seen Shin Godzilla. Yeah. He was supposed to be doing after Shin Godzilla, Shin Ultraman and Shin Kamen Rider.
I want to see Shin Kamen Rider.
I do too, but I don't
That sounds
think
dope.
that's out. I remember when they showed the poster for it, and it was like that looks pretty cool. Like it's just a white background and like it's like the colors of I guess the Kamen Rider is popping up.
Which set the direction for Liyue for the rest of that year.
Did you know that they made a figure that's basically Godzilla infused with like an Evangelion?
Yeah, well there's a couple. I remember one where it's literally Godzilla, but he's colored purple and he has the green marks and stuff like that. And then I remember another one where it's like basically an Evangelion but based on Godzilla.
Yeah, I wanted that figure, the one where it's like he has like some of the metal parts on him. Oh my god, it looks so sick.
The birds of Tevat, the songs in the
That Evangelion one that looks like Godzilla. I'm pretty sure that was designed by the dude from Metal Gear.
Great. So that's that for the Animo Archon's admonishments.
Oh, of course.
Time.
I forgot that guy's name.
If you want to chat,
All the
now's the
shit
time.
I love comes together.
Up till the end, Duvall remembered his duty as one of the four winds. As
Oh,
such,
I forgot to mention.
I don't intend
I
to
finished
forcibly strip
part
him of that
6.
duty and force my ideals of freedom
How was
onto
it?
him. I just hope that Duvallin will
Really
be able
good.
to choose for himself and understand
They did the
what freedom
final
is.
act really well.
When I became an Archon,
Mm-hmm.
I too was taught the meaning of freedom in this
Did they play What a Wonderful World?
No.
Fuck, then what's the
If you wanna
fucking
chat,
point?
now's the time. A bard's
They
days
played
aren't always
something
a
else.
single cluck.
And it makes complete sense.
You say?
Okay, well,
I
I'm
see.
still mad, but
So, the
I'll
Abyss
You're
give
less
it a
mad.
chance.
Trust me, it's worth it.
They
Like
were probably
the
trying
song
to
they put
turn
at the
Devourin
end
into a weapon of
makes
war for
complete
the
sense
Abyss.
if you
I
think about
so
it.
too.
If you think about the lyrics to the song,
But
it
how
makes
does
complete
a
sense.
princess come out of nowhere and take command over the entire
Also, the
Abyss
opening
Order?
is dope.
I remember you were talking about that, but I don't know if it was it's the same opening you're talking about now.
So, I was talking about just the second season, I guess the second opening, originally when I spoke to
She
you.
wanted to avoid
Now
any
I've seen
eyewitnesses from the Knights of
the
Favonius.
final
The
version
slightest
of
slip
that.
up here would have destroyed the Fatui's diplomatic relations with the Knights.
And it's good?
So they're just gonna keep acting like Mondstadt's allies as if
Yeah.
nothing happened?
It's
Do
really
they do
good.
the thing where the sound effects come on?
Nations had banded together against the Abyss Order
Not
in the
necessarily,
first place.
because
The Fatui possess the
they
strongest
only put in
military
the new
among
opening
7
on the
nations.
final episode.
Yet they've used it to steal the Holy Lyre.
Damn,
covered the power
that's
of
shorter
the
than
gods, and used Dvalin as a
part 5,
bargaining chip against the
I
Knights.
think.
Like there's the new opening, which is the second season, and then there's the adjusted, like changed the alternate version of that opening.
Yes.
But it's the same
That's-
song, right?
Same
Whatever the
song.
answer
Yeah,
is.
it's like part 5, where like only the last 3 episodes or whatever had Requiem.
Not always in a single climb. Well then.
Yeah, for this one they only did it for one episode. I kept looking at the opening with my girlfriend while we were watching it, and I was just like, when does it change? We kept watching the opening, we were like, when does it change? I was like, second to last episode, I was like, it has to change here, right? And she's like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna change when a specific character shows up. And I was like, you shut your mouth, you don't know anything. Don't you say, cause she hasn't read the manga.
Right, yeah.
But she's just like, I kind of know, you know, cause it's obvious he's, you know, it's supposed to, right? And I was like, shut up. And then she ended up being right. She ended up being 100% right.
Thank you for completing today. Add
Man, that. Also, she fucking cried.
At the end?
She teared up a little bit. She didn't like full out cry, but she teared up because she was so sad and mad.
Well, yeah, because it's such a... It's
But
not a
the
good ending. Yeah.
But not the ending. That's not what got her. What got her was Jotaro's death.
Oh.
Yeah.
She didn't see that coming at all?
No, she didn't. Cause, dude, Jotaro has lived through every
part 3, part
fucking...
4, part 5, kinda.
He's alive in part 5, but he doesn't fight in part 5.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the flashback that Polnareff talks about. But Jotaro doesn't meet King Crimson. It's just Polnareff.
Like, in anime, it's insane. Because he's a main character, and like he's been through multiple seasons, and you've seen him change and grow. And then, here it is. Jotaro's gonna save the day again, and it's like, he's about to. And he could've.
Yeah, I remember this from the manga, yeah.
And he could've. He had it. But Jolene. And she's like, no. And he saves Jolene instead. Oh my god. It's so good, dude. It's so good. What was the other thing that happens? Oh yeah, so the whole reset thing. She was like, where is this going? How? Like, she did not expect like that party wipe. Like,
yeah, like
everyone.
the entire group is just gets destroyed at the end.
Also, she ended up telling me her favorite character was probably Weather Report.
Oh, how did he deal with his backstory in the anime? Because in the manga, it's the KKK.
It's basically the KKK.
They show it?
I think like they don't. I don't remember if they do robes or not, but they do like, hey, we're racist, like 100%, like fuck you for being like half black type of
Mhm.
thing, like 100%.
Uh-oh. It's not one of those
But I don't remember if they wear robes or not. Also, like, dude, it's so weird. If you watch it from the beginning and like the very first batch, and then you watch as it keeps going, the animation keeps getting better.
That's great.
Yeah, but it's just funny because it was kind of like my girlfriend said it was kind of lackluster at the beginning. Like the animation just wasn't hitting it. But dude, the flashback episode for Poochie and Weather Report's backstory is, oh my god, it's gorgeously animated. I don't know why they put in so much effort for that specific part, but it makes you give a shit about these characters.
I need to start watching that now. God damn.
But yeah, the Weather Report, it was her favorite character. Also, the fact that we had that JoJo moment where, oh my god, we almost have him. Poochie's gonna die. And the reason why Poochie lives is because Jolene crashes a fucking car.
You're saying the moment where like JoJo crashed stuff?
More like, hey, we almost have the villain. We're almost gonna kill him. And he gets away by like by just a random circumstance.
Right. Like deal with the taxi.
Deal with the taxi. There was fucking Kira. We almost had Kira, and then he gets away, and he fucking goes into the salon and changes his face. And then there was, I think, what was the other one?
What's Diavolo? That's what I was thinking.
Diavolo is with Requiem. Actually, no. I'm wrong. Diavolo is with Metallica.
Right, yeah. That's why.
Metallica was gonna fucking kill him. And then he gets shot.
By what's his name? Narancha?
Yeah, Narancha.
Look no further.
Because he's the leader. And it's like, oh, if I can take him out now, take him out. He's the leader of the rival gang that's trying to kill us.
What's that?
It's the way.
Wow.
He's probably like the strongest stand user.
Why is that?
People only start worrying. It's the same.
But
in every
he ends up
hero story.
fucking it all up.
No, it's nothing like that.
And then that gets Abakio killed.
Why don't you ask the guards? They do night shifts.
That's
all.
right. That same moment, yeah.
Immediately after Abakio gets killed. Oh my god.
Fountain.
Just like in part 6, where immediately Weather Report ends up dying. But luckily, that ends up with Weather Report getting the disc. I mean, not Weather Report, Emporio getting the disc. Key moment.
It's crazy he's the one who basically saves the universe, I guess. At the very end.
He's the only one with memory of it.
Yeah.
So apparently the reset of the universe, from what I'm understanding, because I decided to look it up after the anime ended. Apparently everything that happens from part 1 all the way to part 5 still happens.
So instead, I headed to the correct.
It's just that Jolene and the crew are the things that changed.
Yes. I'm sure they would.
Oh, you're saying like in the resetted universe, that universe, parts 1 through 5 still happen? It's just Jolene never goes to jail and all that stuff?
Yeah, all that shit, the main crew is what's different, because Poochie doesn't technically exist. There might be like a different version of Poochie, like a one that's not like done with Dio and stuff like that, or he might not exist at all, because he died in the last universe. But he mentioned it to Emporio. He's like, things will there'll be slight changes in the next universe, and we can't, and like humanity won't be, like, because this whole thing is that humanity's supposed to know their destiny or whatever the fuck. But he says that some stuff will change, or whatever. And the changes are that, where Jolene and the rest of the crew have different names, and they're different, technically they're different people, because they don't have stands. Because the only reason Jolene gets a stand is because Jotaro gives her the locket.
arrow, right?
It's like a weird locket thing that has like the arrow engraved on it or whatever. And then Hermes gets it also from the locket. Because Hermes touches the locket and it hurts her fingers, and then she drops it again. I think Emporio's the outlier because he survives and he's the one that remembers. Foo Fighters probably doesn't exist.
What's wrong? Why can't I get him?
Or maybe I guess the prisoner exists, but not Foo Fighters herself.
Oh no. What am I going to do?
Because she doesn't show up in the end.
Ever finds out?
Weather Report exists, but he doesn't have a stand either because Poochie doesn't cause all that shit to happen to him.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I might as well spill the beans.
So those people will be different, but Jotaro still exists. It's not Jotaro going to fight Poochie or whatever, and everything else beforehand still happened. So part 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 all still happen. And apparently the Steel Ball Run is just in a different universe.
But I felt safe.
No, I know that. We talked about that years ago.
That's so weird to me, because in my headcanon, I just go, oh, the resetted timeline is this is what's now canon. Steel Ball Run is now canon. Because of the changes, or some shit, because it shifted everything.
Yeah, I remember it was when you were reading Steel Ball Run is when I told you, like, did you know that it's not the same? Because that was a big confusion. That people kept thinking it was the same resetted universe from the ending of Stone Ocean.
Thought. But apparently not.
No, it's completely different.
Oh.
Part 8 and Part 7 are the same universe. Like, that's still a continuation.
Yeah, from what I understand, the only reason Araki went this direction is obviously one, to redo the beginning of JoJo because it's so, I guess, outdated compared to what he usually does. But also because he was like, hey look, since I did this weird reset universe thing, I guess I can do multiple universes. It like opens it up a bit, and I think that's the reason why he went to that route.
I mean, he gets to use the same characters, kinda.
But yeah.
Actually, not kinda. Some of them, it's legit the same characters. But you could change them up since it's a different universe.
But from what we understand, the OG universe is done.
Yeah, it is. Part 9 is still in the same continuation of Part 7 and 8.
I haven't kept up with that at all, but I know Part 9's a thing.
So you haven't seen how it looks?
No.
Do you even know the title?
Jolian?
That's Part 8.
Joe Million.
That's not bad, honestly. I got a smile on my face with that. Like, hey, that's pretty good. Do you want to know the name or not?
Sure, I don't think it'll give away anything. Joe Jolien barely gave anything to me. I didn't know what
there were no fucking lines in there. Part 9 is JoJo Lands.
Oh, I heard that. I've heard of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
JoJo Lands.
And they've shown what it looks and the protagonist.
So no Polnareff Land?
No, they stole it from him. They stole his idea.
Oh man. So wait, what did you say after the JoJo Land name?
That they just showed the setting and the design of the protagonist.
Okay. So I have a question.
Okay.
Is the main protagonist a protagonist we've had in the past?
I wanna say yes. Like how they're doing. You know how like Johnny is sort of not Jonathan completely.
That's what I mean.
I
'Cause,
think
like,
it's that. It's like that still.
okay.
Because
Don't.
that's the same with part 8.
Okay, then don't tell me who it is. I just wanted to know if
No,
it's
yeah,
like,
no.
because I know in part 8 it's fucking Josuke.
Yes, but it's not actually
Yeah,
Josuke.
obviously.
Yeah, like, so far he's been doing it's not 1-to-1. Like, it's not exactly.
So yeah, that's what I mean. Like, is this
Yeah, and I'm
it's
pretty sure, yeah,
concurrent.
part 9 is still gonna follow that trend. What I
Cool.
remembered.
So that's really weird because the way this is all fucked up. Joseph doesn't exist from what I know. Because we went Johnny and then we immediately went to Josuke. No Joseph and no Jotaro. But it could be. But that'd be really weird if it was Joseph. Jotaro would make sense because it's like a different family line.
Mm-hmm.
Or
It could work. It'd be like the next part would be in the past. You can make it like that.
fuck.
Because
But
so
then-
far, parts 1 through 6, it's always been sequential, right?
Yeah.
But there's nothing stopping him if he wants to do one in the past.
But that would be crazy. That would throw me off so hard. It'd be like, oh, any part could just be any time. It'd be like, fuck it. Oh, what?
Araki, you madman!
You never went like, hey, let's go backwards out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to know when this takes place?
I do not concern myself with
God.
idle chatter.
Hey, we're gonna do JoJo and it's gonna be in prehistoric times.
As a sign that peace prevails.
That'd be pretty great. I mean, part 7, man. We already have dinosaurs.
Oh, fuck.
Stand on it.
You're right. You're right.
Dark Knight hero.
Dio is just a
Please
T-Rex.
stop calling me that. Seriously, it makes me uncomfortable.
A T-Rex with
No
time-stopping
surprise.
powers.
It's the stupidest superhero name anyone's ever heard.
Unbeatable.
You should come up with something more original. Like
It's like you're fighting him, and then the next second, like half of you is gone, and you're like, "What?" You look up, and he's just chomping out your lower half.
And you never figure it out because you're a caveman. You're just like, unga bunga, what? And since his
Was
legs
the
got
abyss
chopped off,
order?
you find out that it's just Johnny.
I don't know.
No shit. It works out.
Performing some initial
God
reconnaissance.
damn.
Considering that I've proven myself to be one
Yeah, I
step
have no
ahead
idea
of
what
them on
Araki's doing then.
countless occasions, their persistence
I have a
is
feeling I'm not gonna like part 8 as much
unusual.
though.
I do wonder how the reception of part 8 will be with people.
I haven't read it, so I don't know. But I'll tell you this right now, it is gonna take a long
Unless you're aware of any
hiatus
other
slash time till we
Dark
get
Knight
part
heroes
7.
around these parts.
Yep.
The
I just
Knights
want
are
it to be good. I don't care if it takes so long. I just want it to be animated well.
Nah, I
It's
just
not
mean like,
trusting to
dude,
take this matter over.
this was
Not
the
my
planned
fault.
route. The planned
not doing
route,
this
they
to
even said it
impress anyone.
since the beginning. They
Oh,
said
part
that,
1 through 6? Like, they were like, for
Part
sure we're
one
gonna do
Been of
these.
service to you.
yeah, our goal is to do 1
Because
through
I would
6.
like to ask
That's
for a
our goal.
favor in return.
They accomplished that goal.
what is it,
Now
Master
it's, we'll
Your wish
see.
is our command.
You must
Regardless,
keep my
most
identity
likely they
a
will do
secret.
Steel Ball Run. But
Above
the
all,
real
it is
question is,
crucial that you
when
do
will
not
they
let
do
the
Steel
Knights of
Ball Run?
Favonius know I am connected
Because
to
merchandise and
Endless.
products are flying off the shelves apparently and all that shit. Like, they just started doing merchandising for part 6 and stuff. So, it will happen. The real question is, how many years is it gonna take?
Have the Abyss Order sent backup already?
I say
Comparatively
between.
small-timers. You should have no trouble dealing with them. I cannot
What
afford
year is
to
this?
lose them.
2023?
Lackeys.
I would say
You
by
have to let me take
2030
care of them. Remember, don't tell the
to
soul.
33, it'll be out.
I might not be alive by then, man. Jesus. No, I need that to be animated. I want to see all the cool shit.
I don't want it rushed at all. I want them to take their time.
Good
I
luck
want
with
that
the
shit
horses.
to be fucking Kino.
Good luck with the horses.
That's why. That's why I want it to take long, so that way they get that shit right. Because that was what everyone kept talking about, saying like Part 7 is gonna be a nightmare to animate because of the horses.
But yeah, anime is good. I think that's every
Anime is good.
anime is good. This anime is good.
Good quote. Oh, okay. No, you changed it. Fuck it.
Anime is a sin. Or the other one. There was another one called just anime was a mistake.
Yeah.
Anime was a mistake. We what was the other thing? We drifted too far from God. What is it?
Fuck. I know what you're saying, but I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Is it strayed? We strayed. Every
Yeah,
day we stray
strayed.
further away from God.
Inactivity, so
Yeah, that's it. That sounds about right.